What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. So today we are actually starting on my boy Satan's S10. So we are actually going to be doing a motor swap in that bad boy. We'll show you here in a little bit what the truck looks like, all that good stuff. So we'll just start off with showing you the motor we got for it. Buddy had this. It is a 5.7. It was pulled out of a Suburban, and it only had 100,000 miles on it. So that's a pretty sweet deal. We paid $400 for the engine, and it's all good and ready, set up to go. The S10 actually already had I think it was a 305 in it, but it was already a small block Chevy. So the S10 is already completely set up for everything. So it's got all the stuff we need. The headers, it's got all the pulley system for up front, so we can get rid of all this junk and make it look a little bit nicer, not so, shitty. So that is where we're at. We're gonna go ahead and just get started off. Satan is gonna get all the pulley system pulled off this, everything that we need pulled off, get it pressure washed and cleaned up so that we can start working on it. Update on Satan's truck. We've been kind of just working hard, jumping back and forth in between him having to go to work and coming back and working on this. So this is day 2. We got a few hours in last night and hit a big snag, and I'll kind of show you where we were at. So we've got the engine kind of all painted up. Everything's good to go. Got new gaskets, oil pan gasket, fuel pump block off plate gasket. We've got new ones for the valve cover. We already did the intake manifold, got that all good to go. We had this oil pan off of this block, and we were wanting to use this oil pan just because I think it might be for the 5.7 swap into the S10 here. And it came with a new oil pump, which is sitting down there, and a pickup tube. But come to find out, that 350 block, well, that's a 305 actually, is just a hair different than the newer generation block, which this is the TBI, like a 95 or whatever. So the oil pan, the bolts and the seals on the front and rear were just a little bit different size. So that's where we ran into our snag last night. It was like 11 o'clock. We weren't able to get a new oil pan gasket last night, so we had to call it quits. So we woke up this morning, got ourselves a new gasket, a bunch more parts here. We were wanting to run the mechanical pump, but I don't have any rods. And looking in this one, it doesn't look like the rod actually touches anything anyway, so I don't think we were going to be able to make that work. So we got the new fill pump, which they said this wasn't a very good one, but it's what they had in stock. We'll see if that works. Bunch of another, just nice little shiny parts, things like that. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Satan's got to go back to work now. So I'm going to take him off to work. I'm going to wait for him to get off. He works for about 4 hours today. I'm going to wait for him to get off. Then we're going to come back and blast some more on this block. Like I said, we were pretty close. I just was going to take this off, clean it up a little bit, put the new valve cover gaskets on. And motor's pretty much ready to drop in. Like I said, I'll give you guys a little walk around of the S10. The people had already had, a small block in this, so everything's already been done. They deleted the heater box, which we want to put one back in. We want it to be his high school car, so we are going to redo that. I have a parts truck outside, and we will pull that one out of there, put it in there, do the little shave on the box that needs to be shaved to make it fit, and that'll be good to go there. We got the new battery and all that good stuff. So, like I said, they'd already had one in here, so it's good. They got the headers in, the motor mount swap. It's got a turbo 350. Everything's pretty much ready to go. They've got the power steering pump and all the goodies. So that is awesome. There are some things I want to tidy up in here that they kind of just threw together because I'm sure it was just like a race truck. But let me give you a little look at this thing. Satan is pretty stoked on the body kit. He really likes the front bumper and stuff. Fenders are kind of, you know, we'll live with them for now until we find something different or whatever he wants to do. But yeah, we need some mirrors, some little things like that. So if you guys know of anything, I think we're going to check a junkyard and see if we can find some mirrors for it. We are going to order a new hood. A buddy of ours came over with his S10, and he's got a really cool hood. So I think we're going to get something closer to that. Delete that thing, and then we need a tailgate and a new roll pan for the rear and some new tail lights. So I am helping Satan out with the budget on the motor and a few other things, and then with his job and what he's doing, saving up his money to buy the little goodies like the tail pan, the tail lights, and all that stuff. He's really excited to put into this thing. They did have a fuel cell in here. That's one thing I didn't care for too much. They cut a hole in the bed. But like I said, we do have a full parts truck out there with another bed. We can take that off and put it back on here and put an OEM fuel cell back in this if we want to. We'll go down that road when it's time. First off, we just want to get this thing running and driving. He's got 1 week of school left, and he would really, his goal is to drive this to school on his last day. So that would be really cool for him. So that's a goal. We're just going to try to get it going. Simple enough. So I'm going to stop talking now. We're going to drop him off at work. We'll be back later and hopefully get this engine in. Guys, so we've been busting ass on the motor. We got everything hooked up. I think we were ready to start it. So when I say we're ready to start it, doesn't mean we're finished. Let me show you what we got. So we got carburetor hooked up, no pulleys, nothing like that, no coolant. So we're not gonna run it for very long, just a few seconds to see if it busts off. We got the battery hooked up, headers are all on, all that good stuff. Timing is so-so. We might have to turn the distributor a little bit to get some fire out of it. I don't know, I got it set hopefully decently enough. Transmission is hooked up, but we don't have the torque converter actually bolted in. So if it starts to make some noise, we're gonna cut it off real quick. We're just too anxious and wanna hear this thing bust off. So we're gonna go ahead and just share the honors here. All right, see what happens. Is it in park? Okay, hold on. All right, so we had a few little things wrong. We had it 180 out, which was our first problem. I did check TDC on it, but I didn't check for compression stroke. That was my bad. Got a 180 turned around. All that is good to go. The other thing that we found when we were getting ready to start it is we had a couple vacuum leaks. I had one on the carburetor, one on the back of the manifold for the brake booster. So got that kind of just covered up for now, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna have them try to fire it up, turn the timing a little bit, and see if we can get it to idle. Go ahead. She runs! Huh? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Heck yeah.